Yesterday, I was at the site visit and inspection by Minister of Works, Minister Umahi, alongside some stakeholders and media to go and specifically see this controversial site of WinHomes by Mrs. Stella Okengu and her investors in the diaspora who have been fighting the federal government for the realignment of the coastal road from its original alignment position to their land. The road has now passed on their land, so but the fight is still going on. Now, yesterday there was a site visit. The minister wanted to show the media what the real situation is. The woman claims she has an investment worth of $250 million in the place where the coastal road passed on her own land. The minister is claiming that even though you own the land, we know, but the claim that your investment worth in that place is around $250 million is not true. That is the minister versus WinHomes and their investors. Now, these are my own findings, my observations. I was in Abuja while the protest was going on outside. 3 of us went inside. I represented the media. Shino Lorimikon, civil society. Mr. Ahmad, a lawyer, represents WinHome as their legal representative. I was inside with the minister and I was there. I heard it by myself. Minister Dave Umahi said because they want to restore confidence in diaspora Nigerians, they should send their representative who will lead them to the Mr. President that these are the diaspora investors who invested with WinHomes, the controversial site, and the president's final say would matter. Already the road has passed. Whether the compensation for them will be that they will resettle them somewhere else or they will repay them whatever the money they invested with WinHomes, I don't know. But I heard him clearly. The minister said that. I was there. Them not tell me. It's now said that he had a compensation offer of 19 million naira because he said as of the time they were passing our land with the coastal road clearings and filling and all that, that what they met there on our land was only gate house. But I will say that if you know that corridor very well, now in our own case, he has over 300 plots, as I understand. Over 300 plots in a thick swamp, not just forest. The forest is also a swamp. It simply means that you will not only clear, you will also sandfill. And it's a price area close to the beach. Swamp boogie as of that time is hired 500,000 naira per day to remove all those plants, trees, stubborn trees, roots, and shrubs. Before you start sandfilling, you must have engaged swamp boogie 2 or 4 or 3 or 1 for a period of up to 1, 2, 3 months, depending on the size of your land that you bought from the family. If you total that, let's say for just 2 months, 4 swamp boogies per day. After you are done with clearing with swamp boogie, did you know that you will have to start sandfilling, and the road for tippers to be bringing sand to your place must be paved, meaning that you are also constructing road to your site, because the existing road are only footpaths and even tippers can sink. So before you can give confidence to tippers to come to your site, that location as of that time, you must have constructed the road to your site solid enough, and you must constantly maintain it. As they are coming and they are depressing it, you must continue to refill. If this woman is able to show a bill of quantity, I can't doubt that she has over 5,000 to 10,000 tippers of sand fuel for that expanse of land plus road. A tipper of sand, depending on your distance where they are buying the sand, is around 110 to 140, depending on the distance, because it is diesel. So multiply, let's average it at 120 for our own distance. 120,000 naira per times, let's just average it as say 5,000 tippers to be fair, just to be average. Multiply it. People don't know there's PR involved in these things. PR. In fact, I know some people that after buying the land, they start controversies. They will go to Alagbon, they will go to Elemoro, they will go to Zone 2. Because you finish buying the land only to find out that some people already bought it before you. And some people have even bought it after you if you don't act fast to take possession. You will now start fighting yourself. To now be the main owner, you must have spent a lot of money. All the barless, all the moneyless, some of them you buy them. In fact, I know people who buy cars for barless, all because you want to be the owner of the site you have invested in and take possession. Now, sometimes you even have to compensate pre-owners because you were not aware that some people pre-owned it and you have already invested innocently. A lot of things like that. I'm not even mentioning that you have had to pay a lot of money to boys creating local barriers for tippers coming to dump sand for you. I'm not mentioning those. Off receipts, all these things, right? Marketing cost is part of cost. For you to convince people in diaspora who have made up their mind they are not coming back to Nigeria again because of all things they have heard happening, that they even see, and they have family members going through in Nigeria, they don't want to come back again. You now want to convince them to come and build hospital in Nigeria, convince them to come and build markets in Nigeria, convince them to come and build homes in Nigeria, their retirement homes and their savings they are bringing to you. To convince them, a lot goes into marketing. I know this because even the Ministry of Works and federal government, they know how much they budget for their media departments. So for somebody to convince people in diaspora who have made up their mind over 20, 30 years that they are not coming back, marketing is a lot of cost and creates perimeter fencing. No matter how cheap it looks, the fencing, just to define your boundary along over 300 plots. That coastal road sand field is about 3 meters higher in some places than the existing community roads. Yes, that is how it is. So, developing structures that have not reached roofing height, maybe like window level and all, maybe you just finished your German floor, your raft, your everything, you took it up. Do you know that that sand field, by the time the road wants to pass, it will be higher than you develop your own structure? Let me finally talk about what the minister said about Lagos government revoking the title documents of everybody along that coastal road. Voila is coming. You are looking for investors, but back home, those that have invested, you wake up overnight and revoke their title documents. How is that assuring for investors that they can come and invest here? One hand you are spending to go and look for investors, another hand you are scaring investors with this one you are doing. Because there's no way anybody will know that government can just wake up in the morning and revoke, without prior notice, without compensation, revoke your land title or your valid title document. My final observation is this, gentlemen and ladies. Minister Umahi says he wants to compensate the woman with 19 million for gatehouse. That is paltry sum. If you claim you are not compensating for bare land, is that we all know that terrain is that bare land? Somebody must have cleared it with swamp boogie, must have sandfilled it, must have done a lot of work, must have spent a lot of money. 19 million naira is paltry in that case. That is not to therefore say that that woman's claim of $250 million is therefore true, because it can also be projective. I can say the value of this project I'm doing, by the time I finish, will be worth $250 million. That is the worth. It's now left for me to say how much I have spent so far is so amount. And that is where I think the federal government and these diaspora investors should meet midways. Just call yourselves to table and resolve this instead of this media fights you people are doing. Because you are not giving confidence to investors with the way you are going, you people. And federal government is not helping matters. And to the woman too, I must refer to the federal government. If you claim that you have done some structures that the road cost is demolition, and also the sandfield covered them or buried them, just show proof. This was the project I had ongoing before the road came to pass. It's as simple as that. Then federal government, Ministry of Works, I'll keep pressing on you. Supply us evidence too of the state you met that place before you demolished the gatehouse. You claim it was only gatehouse. Okay. The state you met the entire land before, at least you must have captured the place to prep for compensation. So let us see what state you met the place before you started demolition and sand filling. This so that we can compare with the ones that will be provided by the woman. Let us see this. All of you should give us. Let's see it. Otherwise, nobody should show us anything. Just call yourself to a table and reconcile this matter. I hereby appeal to WinHomes to please soft pedal. I also want to call on Minister Dave Umahi and the federal government to take chill pill. Talk to this sister. You people should bury your hatchets and let the Coastal Road project move on. The Coastal Road project is a welcome project. I embrace it. I'm only concerned about the human angle in it, where you are displacing people. It's not as if I hate government or I hate the project. I like the project. It will make it easy for me to commute between Lagos and my hometown in Ondo State. You understand? Once I connect Ilaje through the, because I've done it by bike, so I know what it means for me as a person. I like the road. But I will not therefore say because it will benefit me to make the journey to my home state in Ondo faster, I will therefore now approve the displacement of people anyhow without compensation. That is exactly what I'm doing. So please, I want to appeal to both parties. The woman, the last time I spoke to her, already said she is willing to drop the salvo and willing to embrace dialogue. But what you are offering her, let's be fair, is superfluous. She has spent more than you are offering her, and she doesn't want to collect that money. She calls it an insult. So that's exactly where I am. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll continue to bring you updates about the Coastal Road and other developments in the country, and to continue to bring you recommendations about how you can forge way ahead together. Shegun once again, Objective Media.